Hello and welcome to our channel. Today, we're embarking on an epic journey, one that thousands dream of but only a few hundred accomplish each year. We're talking about the Great Loop, one of North America's most incredible and challenging long-distance adventures. So, grab your life jacket and let us cast off as we dive deep into what it takes to become a looper. What exactly is the Great Loop? Imagine a massive circumnavigation of the eastern half of the United States and a portion of Canada, all by water. It's a continuous waterway that stretches for roughly 6,000 miles. Loopers travel up the Atlantic Intracoastal Waterway, through the New York State canals, across the Great Lakes, down the inland river system, and finally, cross the Gulf of Mexico to complete the circle. It's not just a boat trip. It's a marathon of navigation, endurance, and discovery. The route is as diverse as the country itself. You'll experience everything from the salty air and charming coastal towns of the Atlantic coast to the industrial might and natural beauty of the Great Lakes. You'll navigate the historic canals of New York, witnessing engineering marvels that are centuries old. Then, you'll cruise down the mighty Mississippi, Illinois, and Ohio rivers, the lifeblood of America's heartland. Finally, the journey takes you along the sun-drenched shores of the Gulf Coast, dotted with white sand beaches and vibrant communities. So, who are these intrepid adventurers called loopers? They're a diverse bunch. You'll find retired couples looking for the adventure of a lifetime, young families homeschooling their kids on the water, and even solo sailors seeking solitude and challenge. What unites them is a shared passion for boating and a thirst for exploration. The community is famously supportive. The America's Great Loop Cruisers Association, or a GLCA, is the cornerstone of this community, providing resources, advice, and a network for both aspiring and current loopers. They host gatherings, share crucial navigation updates, and foster a sense of camaraderie that is essential for such a long journey. Let's talk about the vessel. What kind of boat do you need for the Great Loop? The answer is, it depends. There isn't one perfect loop boat. The fleet is incredibly varied, from small, trailerable trawlers to luxurious motor yachts. However, there are some key considerations. The most significant constraint is your boat's height, known as air draft. The lowest fixed bridge on the traditional route is near Chicago, with a clearance of just over 19 feet. So, your boat must be able to fit under that. You'll also need a draft, the depth of your boat below the waterline, of around 5 feet or less to navigate some of the shallower rivers and canals. And of course, your boat needs to be seaworthy enough to handle the open waters of the Great Lakes and the Gulf of Mexico. Trawlers are a popular choice due to their fuel efficiency, comfortable living space, and sturdy build. But you'll see everything out there. Now for the timeline. How long does this epic trip take? Most loopers complete the journey in about a year. This isn't a race. It's a journey to be savored. The go-with-the-flow philosophy is key, and the flow is often dictated by the seasons. The general strategy is to head north up the East Coast in the spring, cross the Great Lakes in the summer, travel down the inland rivers in the fall, and cruise the Gulf and Florida in the winter. This timing helps avoid hurricane season in the south and the harsh winters up north. Of course, many people take longer. Some do the loop in segments over several years, while others fall in love with a particular area and decide to stay for a while. The beauty of the loop is that you can make it your own. Let's break down the route into its main segments. The journey often begins in Florida, with loopers heading north in the spring. The Atlantic Intracoastal Waterway, or ICW, is a protected route that runs from Florida to Virginia. It's a mix of natural rivers and man-made canals, offering a sheltered passage away from the open Atlantic. You'll pass historic cities like Charleston and Savannah, and countless quaint fishing villages. From the ICW, you head towards the Hudson River in New York. This is a spectacular part of the trip, cruising past the iconic New York City skyline. From the Hudson, you have a choice. You can enter the Erie Canal, a historic waterway that connects to the Great Lakes. Or head further north to Lake Champlain and enter Canada via the Chambly Canal to the St. Lawrence Seaway. Both routes are scenic and rich in history. Once you reach the Great Lakes, you're in for a treat. These vast freshwater seas feel like oceans. You'll explore a new coastline with rugged cliffs, sandy dunes, and crystal-clear water. Popular stops include the scenic North Channel of Lake Huron and the magical Mackinac Island in Michigan, where cars are banned and transportation is by horse-drawn carriage. The sheer scale of the Great Lakes is awe-inspiring. After the Great Lakes, the journey turns south. From Chicago, you'll enter the Illinois River, which marks the beginning of the descent through America's heartland. This river system, including the Mississippi, Ohio, and Tennessee rivers, is a world of its own. UL share the water with massive commercial barges and navigate a series of locks and dams that control the river's flow. It's a fascinating look at the industrial backbone of the country, interspersed with quiet anchorages and friendly river towns. The final leg takes you from the river system out into the Gulf of Mexico. This stretch can present one of the biggest open water challenges of the trip: the Gulf crossing from Carabel, Florida to Tarpon Springs. It's an overnight passage of about 170 miles. Good weather is absolutely critical for this part. Once across, you can enjoy the beautiful Gulf Coast of Florida, eventually crossing the state via the Okeechobee Waterway or rounding the Florida Keys to get back to the Atlantic side, thus crossing your wake and officially completing the Great Loop. What about the cost? This is the million-dollar question, or perhaps the $100,000 question. The cost of doing the Great Loop varies as much as the boats themselves. Major expenses include fuel, marina fees, maintenance, insurance, and daily living costs like food and entertainment. A common rule of thumb is that your annual operating cost will be about 10 to 20% of your boat's purchase price. Some loopers on smaller, more frugal vessels might spend $30,000 for the year, while those on larger yachts could easily spend over $100,000. Fuel is often the biggest variable. A slow-moving, fuel-efficient trawler will have a much lower fuel bill than a faster-planing cruiser. Docking at marinas every night adds up quickly. So many loopers learn to anchor out for free whenever possible to manage their budget. But the Great Loop is more than just numbers and navigation. It's about the experiences. It's watching dolphins play in your bow, wake in the Gulf, seeing a bald eagle soar over the Mississippi, and sharing a dockside barbecue with new friends from a different part of the country. It's the challenge of navigating a tricky inlet, the satisfaction of fixing an engine problem yourself, and the peace of a quiet anchorage under a starry sky. Every day brings something new. One day you might be touring a historic battlefield, and the next you could be exploring a bustling city or a remote, uninhabited island. For anyone dreaming of this adventure, preparation is everything. This means getting your boat and yourself ready. It involves taking navigation and safety courses, ensuring your vessel's systems are in top shape, and planning your budget. Many future loopers spend years researching and preparing before they ever cast off the lines. The AGLCA forums are an invaluable resource, a place where you can ask any question imaginable and get answers from experienced veterans. In conclusion, the Great Loop is one of the last great American adventures. It's a journey that tests your skills, your patience, and your boat. But the rewards are immeasurable. It's a unique way to see the country, to connect with its waterways, its history, and its people. For those who complete it, it's a life-changing experience that leaves them with a lifetime of memories and a profound sense of accomplishment. They've not just seen the country, they've lived it, 1 nautical mile at a time. So, could you be a future looper? The dream is out there, waiting on the water. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of the Great Loop. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, fair winds and following seas.